You and I know if you're not passionate about something,
Yeah.
you're not going to sustain a purpose.
What gets you most excited? I mean, you're obviously in a lot of different areas, you know, film and aviation and 3D printing and everything. Like when you wake up in the morning, what is the thing that gets you just so excited to get out of bed?
I'll try and make this not corny, right? As I get older, so I was always a problem solver. I was always curious of kind of how it works and why people hadn't solved it. And the why was the hardest part. So
Yeah.
understanding how, but realizing that something hadn't been perfected. I always remember I did an interview with Richard Branson years ago in Jacksonville, Florida. And he says, I go into places where there's just a broken customer experience. And if he can see wide enough that it's completely broken, it hasn't worked. The question is why? Right? So for me, I was really good at solving problems and getting to the why without even knowing that I had a methodology. So as I became more structured, I get the thrill out of solving a problem, no matter how small it is. If I've actually truly solved it,
Yeah.
I get a thrill. Where I solve most of those problems is when I empower people through my entrepreneurship program. It's been going 18 years.
Wow.
I'd argue that of all the things, I'm not an expert at everything, but it's one area that I love, and I've changed a lot of people's lives. And people that have worked with me and gone out and done it have got that mentoring and received it in different ways. And so as I get older, I want to write more and do more, but I still love building products.
Yeah.
Right. So the problem with me is I was a curious meanderer. As I became more structured, I realized I tell everyone less is more. Do not go and have 4 games of Grandmaster chess or 5. Yeah. It's a killer. First of all, you need tens and tens of millions to do it properly, or you're pocketing and you're hedging shareholders, which is not a fun job either. But at my point, I can do it. And so I go into things where I really love the area. And so my second answer to the question is, you know, I didn't want my son growing up watching what I call the death of film because of the renaissance of TV.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, I love Star Wars and Avengers and just like everyone else. But all of the real great stories in film are in the independent market, and it's broken. So I thought, I actually think that through technology and through my understanding of film, I can solve that problem by in the pursuit of being laser focused on all the other films that make up the world. 95% are independent studio movies, and yet you can't find them. So I'm in it because I love it. I love aviation. You know, I love the idea of turning the world clean. So electric aviation just worked. You know, I'm a big software guy. I got a whole bunch of investments in that space. They all have some kind of special place where I'm motivated and I'm passionate about it, which you and I know, if you're not passionate about something, you're not going to sustain a purpose. As I've got older, I realized the other thing that I love is that teaching allows you to communicate with a lot of people. And I think that's a continual fascination. I'm fascinated by people and their motivations more than just skills alone. And I think, by the way, the best entrepreneurs can do both, right?
Yeah.
No, that's for sure.